So, I had a conversation with the mayor last week looking at, different options, obviously to move people around. So I made a spreadsheet of what our current costs are for the certain positions that we have now. The locator's position is our share of what we were paying LineQuest. And then the future is our share of what we'll be paying, you know what I mean, when we have them all in-house. Does that make sense? So originally we were looking at, which we kind of talked about this a while ago, originally we were looking at saving, about $750,000 when moving from, reading meters to AMI, just from, different operational changes we were gonna make. So, but this is a new evaluation where if we move people around differently than what we originally talked about and have the extra groundman positions, what we would look at, what we're currently paying versus what, our savings would not be as great as we anticipated before.
All right, then, let's see. We had let me see that sheet over there you had in your hand. You had a mechanic helpers, so, that's up there, I got you.
So, I just want to run this by everybody, make sure you're all good with this plan moving forward. So basically the change would be moving people to the locator position. Now they would be moved to a groundman position. If they would want the position. This would be a kind of a manual labor, you know what I mean, which is what a groundman is. They're kind of much the assistant to the lineman. So
The issue was we have 10 folks under Sandy right now, and that plan has been moved forward. When we looked at it, she was going to keep 4.
5.
She was going to keep 5 because you had this lead meter reader. This is sort of a hybrid. Is that right?
I don't have those positions on here though.
Okay, well,
What water and gas we're gonna have.
Right, on here you had 3 locators, and then there's a lead locator. And that was the
lead field technician, was that?
Facilities.
No,
All right,
see, those are not on, those are not electricity jobs, so they're not on this list, Mayor.
Well, I'm trying to compare, I mean, the reason we're here is because I'm trying to, because where we ended up, some of these folks were gonna take a drastic, downturn. And so we had 10 positions, and she's got it by seniority. And where we were working on is the mechanic helper would start at 2510 on this.
Okay.
Don't let me speak out of turn. Line locators would start at 2617.
Are
Okay.
you talking hourly wages?
Hourly wages.
Okay.
The field technicians would start at 30, 41.
And that's not on here, so
That's
that
not on
falls
here.
into the other department.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then you would post the lead field technician, which is Sandy's, and the groundman tech, which is yours. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we were looking for some jobs more similar in pay.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Is what we were looking at doing.
Because you had at least one who had dropped 25%. So in the past, we tried to keep them around 5%. I mean, they've known for some time these positions are going to be eliminated. They're going to move to something else. So basically, what you're as I understand, you're adding is three groundman positions for us,
For the.
for this,
Mhm.
to move this.
Instead of putting them in the locator position, which means we post a locator position, would be open to anyone that wanted it.
Well, I mean, what she's got here is, the locators would come from here too. We weren't in,
Mm-mm. This would be the locators coming from from whoever applied for the job. This is just how it would affect, this is our effect on our budget. Does that make sense? Is what you're seeing in the spreadsheet.
It does make
Yes.
sense, but are any of the individuals, that's where it just confused me. So 10 total, 5 and 5,
Mhm.
and then are any of those 5 that we are talking about here close to retirement?
well, we
They're
had
all-
we had 11 and one of them is
Has
planning to-
already-
is planning to retire.
Was planning to
So
retire,
we're
so
talking
that
about
leaves
10.
10.
So my understanding,
Wait, I'm so sorry, I didn't get my question out. I don't mean to interrupt, but, so the lead locators, you said those would be applications from outside, but does that mean that these individuals
Yes, they
would apply
could.
for the job
They
if they
could.
choose to? Is that
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank
Alright.
you, that's where I was confused.
Yes, and so
Alright.
this would basically open up more similar in pay positions versus the locator positions. This would open up more similar in pay than they currently have. If you all are agreeable to that.
well, I'm confused with the two. And I would, I guess I'd prefer Sandy being here, to talk about this, because my understanding was we had the lead field technician, the groundman tech, that's 2. We were gonna have, 5 field technicians, that was the hybrid position. 3 locators. Let's see, what was that? 2, 7, that would be 10. And the mechanic helper, which was 25, 10.
But now we're talking about taking out the locators. But that would just be, if they wanted to apply for that, they could. This is taking out the locators of those 10 positions. And this is putting them with a mechanic helper, a groundman tech, and then 3 groundmen. Is what this is showing.
And that's your 5.
And that's the 5. Now, they may prefer to be a locator, you know what I mean? That's an option for them. But that's just positions
So-
more similar than in their pay.
So.
Does that make sense?
So on here, the 10 positions,
I'm only showing 5 for that's going to electricity. I'm not
it should have
showing
5,
for water and gas,
well, they're going back to Sandy, they're staying with Sandy.
but they're not under our budget.
Okay.
So they're under Tad's budget for reimbursement.
So on this sheet right here, the only thing coming to you is the 4 groundmen from Sandy.
And the mechanic helper, if they apply for those jobs. And then we also have, 3 locator positions, like I said, which will be posted.
Those 3.
Which is a much lower paid
Yes.
position. So the question I have on the mechanics helper, I think
We talked about last.
you wanted that, so that's probably a permanent
It
position.
is.
The groundman, based
Tech.
on growth within the department versus their retirement, because these are long-term employees from what I understand, correct?
They are long-term employees.
So either those would be replaced at a later date if the growth justifies it, or they could also be eliminated through attrition
Correct.
with retirement, correct? Okay, just want to
Correct.
make sure I understood that
Yes.
correctly.
And obviously the locators will continue to be.
Right. Now, and the locators, the 140, 400, is that contractual, current contractual? Is that what
Yes,
that
but
number is?
yes, that was the one that we just got out of.
Okay,
And now we've already started locating ourselves and those are the positions right now, so. Being the lead locator's already filled, but we have to have 3 locators.
So you've already got the lead locator. So you got 3 positions still there. All right, the lead field technician.
Has nothing to do with
Oh,
electricity.
that's, all right. That's, okay. All right. I guess the question here is, on the groundman tech, we had 3361.
For the starting pay? I don't have the starting pay with me. Do you have the starting pay? Melanie?
It'll just be, the end of the fourth period, groundman pay is the same as the
Meter
meter
reader
reader
pay.
pay.
So it's at 3361. All right,
62.
and the locator starting pay was, wait, it's 2617.
That's
That's
not
the top
starting,
out.
that's, yeah, that's top out. But that would be where they could go. If they chose that.
And the mechanic helper would start at where?
2517,
2510 is what we had here, so.
that's
I
a,
don't
that's a,
have
they hire in and stay, don't they, Mary?
That's a one pay.
Yeah, his is not an apprenticeship.
They don't,
Yep.
yeah, they don't, they just stay there, like the lead locator, they just hire in at that rate.
So the 2510's right. All right, so we said got that, the locators would start at, what did we say, 2617?
No, that's the
That's top out. You start at 1942.
If we hire a new person, they would start at 19. Yes, this is the top out pay that
All
I.
right, if some of ours over here want to do that, where will they be?
They would be at the top out pay.
Which is 2510, is
Whatever, yeah.
that right?
2617.
What,
2617.
even the locators?
That is, yeah, that's the locators.
Okay. All right, and the groundman, let's see, the groundman tech would start at, what did we say, 3362?
Well, they don't start there, but they would, because that's what they make.
And the groundman would be what,
Same pay. That top out pay.
3361? Okay, so that would get, so that gives us four, let's see, 5, and the 10th one is what? All right, I'm sorry, I'm trying to. So the 10 we're looking at would come from where?
5 from the electricity department, 5 from gas and water. Mm-hmm.
And your 5 would be the,
Mechanic helper and the groundman. Unless some of them chose to be a locator instead of the groundman.
You have the potential, if they chose to, if I'm,
Mm-hmm.
for 8 roles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
for A, you got 8.
8. That's the potential, if I'm understanding that correctly. Knowing that some of them would have lower pay
Mm-hmm.
if that's where they chose to go.
Okay, but this would pretty much even it out. If you're comfortable with that.
That's up to them.
Well, I mean, that's what we were looking for is, these are long-term employees.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that was one of the first questions I asked. If they'd been with us 2 years, you know, it'd be a different conversation. But when it's someone that's possibly 2 years from retirement, we don't want to turn their world upside down because of internal changes. And if we've got needs in other areas that kind of protect that, it's a win-win. And I just wanted to make sure that was the road we were traveling.
That is why we're willing to propose it.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that for a long time.
Well,
We don't want anybody to lose their job.
correct. And that's always been the heart and soul of what we talked about. As we have done things that have created efficiencies, what didn't need to be lost in any of that was the human element, and that is their ability to support themselves through their retirement.
Right. And then we can, through attrition, tighten our budget.
What was a
Correct.
part of the AMI thing, we don't see meter readers, once all that's in place. Well, we're shifting meter readers to these other,
Mm-hmm.
if they so desire to do that.
And Sandy's using it as a hybrid position, no one realizing that down the road, after these floor changes, if Tad chooses an AMI route, so he thinks that can be 24 months, 36 months, I think is what he said to me.
Yeah, he mentioned that at our last utility meeting, that is something he was looking at.
Okay, as far as seniority, the one that's been there the longest hired in on October of 1986. The one with the least seniority hired in December of 2015. So, maybe at least 10 years. I don't have any problem with that.
Going back to that AMI thing or Tad, they'll all be compatible. And, what he's doing and what y'all are doing.
No,
Won't be compatible.
no, he's going, looking at, I mean, I don't wanna speak for Tad, but he's looking at using Itron, which is what they currently have. Which is, water and gas meters are just different than electric meters and just the way they're
Sure.
read, and so that's what kinda is best for them, does that make sense? So,
But it works the same way.
it works the
Provides
same way as we do,
services.
yes, yes.
Remote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I will add this, you know, with our budget the way it currently is, I have tasked my engineers with ways we can save money this year. And so one of the things that we're gonna work on is our line losses, which are basically, we purchase power from TVA, our substation. And so then we don't sell it till way down the line to our customers. So there's line losses on our system. You know what I mean? Just like it's just, you know, like in your house, you know? So a couple years ago, our losses were like 4.7, and this past year, they're 5.1. And so during the process of doing the AMI process, we discovered like 1,300 locations where there's a transformer and a line that's at a location, but no one is taking the service. So we're working on going out, evaluating it, making sure that it's not being used, and if it's not being used, we're taking it offline, because that will help decrease our line losses. Does that make sense? So for about every 0.5% line loss that we can cut back, we're looking at saving almost $500,000. So we would like to get back down to about 4.7% line losses, so that would save us, and we're looking at, you know, almost $1.5 million just in saving on line losses.
Which is almost the rest of your reserves
Mhm.
that you were using.
And you would replenish your reserves with that?
Well, it would just, our budget would be almost equal at that
Yeah,
point.
almost balanced.
That would work.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
much better proposition.
So we're working on that currently. And,
How long do you think that process would take to complete and then to begin seeing some of that? Perhaps by your next budget cycle?
hopefully by our next budget cycle, and we evaluate our line losses at the end of the year. And so we'll know by the end of the year, you know, what they were this calendar year. And so we'll know what they were for this past calendar year, so. And we just started this probably 3 weeks ago. So we're hoping by December, we'll see some effects from it.
Okay, I know I'm dense. All right, when we were looking at this earlier, Melinda, Sandy, myself, we knew that the groundman tech would be posted. These folks could still apply for it. And, I mean, hopefully they would get that position. The lead field, that was gonna be posted, but that was Sandy's position, is that right? Now, you're gonna post the locator positions, and you're gonna post the mechanic helper.
Are we gonna post it? I don't know, that's,
You can transfer it if you want to.
well, I mean, we need to post them because I don't have anybody to put, you know what I mean? If we're gonna see who applies, you know? I think the options need to be shared with everyone before, I think we could go and post it.
Yeah.
I don't know when all this information's gonna be shared with everyone. I just want everybody to understand, you know, the responsibilities for each job.
Before they apply.
Does that make sense?
No, it does, and then along with it, they will have an opportunity to ask questions about pay and benefits and transferring over and those kinds of things, which I would expect they might have those questions.
I'm fine with this. After I kind of use my dance mind.
No, it's important questions.
So we're looking here, like I said, instead of saving, you know, we're looking at about 400,000 here, where we looked at saving about 700,000, so. But like you said, you know, eventually we will get there if we don't need to rehire people, so.
Well, I prefer the growth.
Oh, we do too, and we need people, so.
Are you making a
I just need a
motion?
vote.
I will if we are ready.
You ready?
I don't have any other questions.
Yeah, I'll make the motion.
Okay,
I'll second it.
okay, all in favor?
Okay. I have one more quick topic.
And I'll get back with you, Dave.
And Mary, then I have one more quick topic after
Okay.
that quick topic, but you go first, please.
We are approached by a company called TEC. It's a fiber company based out of Jackson, Tennessee. No, Jackson, Mississippi. I think it's Jackson, Mississippi. And so, they approached us about entertaining a partnership with them. And at the next council meeting, I plan to request a NDA with them to entertain kind of what they could propose us with a partnership with fiber.
Does TVA allow for that?
They will,
Do
there's
you have to
actually,
seek special permission in advance?
we will have to get permission from TVA to do this, yes. There's 2 current local power companies that are doing this, and they approached all of us. And so,
Who are the other power companies?
one is Paris in Tennessee, and the other one is a co-op, and I can't think of the name right now, in Mississippi that was approached.
So this is different than a franchise agreement.
Correct. This would be more of a partnership with them, and I don't want to talk too much about it, but until we kind of get some numbers and details and
How's
what
this-
exactly it would
How's
be.
it different to the intense conversation we had several years ago about fiber?
This would be a third party lighting the fiber, not internally for us.
It's an infrastructure thing. That's what I'm hearing
Because
you
we-
say.
Is
Yeah,
what
we-
they would like from us.
We've had a lot of fiber come here, run since that time, and now with the Crown Castle and the others out there. I mean, that's a lot of years from where we were before.
But the advantage with us is we touch every home, correct?
And we serve the whole, yeah.
Yeah.
So at what point would you have to get the permission from TVA to do this?
We're gonna look at the NDA, and so we can have a conversation with them, because we can't really have a conversation until we have a non-disclosure agreement with them. So after we do that and we sit down and have some conversations, and then if we all feel comfortable in the room moving forward, then we'll have the conversation with TVA.
So we don't need it at this point, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Would you have something on the agenda?
I am willing the 1st of October meeting.
So why would
To sign the NDA.
Billy not come back and say, you know, there are other companies that do that kind of thing?
He may,
You
and we may not.
May have to go out for
entertain
bid.
it. We're just gonna see what they have to say, you know?
So this is, all you're at is for y'all just to talk to these people?
Yeah, that's what I'm understanding, that she signed the NDA and can have this conversation, but nothing can happen until TVA has given permission
Right,
and Billy,
Right.
Then we'd have to get a contract with them.
right?
yeah.
So
If we
what
can do
about the
that.
Alabama Fiber Network? You know, we're part of, I know there's some connection here with that. And I don't know, you know, that was created in the state of Alabama.
That was, a lot of the big co-ops in the state did that.
What's the name of this company?
TEC. I
Been
would
around
have
a long
to
time.
share,
They've been around a long time.
Yeah.
I'll share a link to their website if you want
To the group?
to. Okay.
My
that's all I
turn?
have. Yes.
Okay, so the the scheduled shutdown for part of downtown that got postponed. I had asked the mayor, could we possibly do that on a Monday night? And he explained that it could cost the crew part of their 8 hours of their salary, and I certainly don't want to do that to anyone. But is there any way, because I really want to avoid a Friday and Saturday night for a couple of reasons. One, it disrupts so many businesses that are open that late, and it's gonna cost us some sales tax, because they can't operate without POS and all those things. So is there a way to do it through the week and have them come in early, not midnight, but 3 or 4 a.m. I know we've got to schedule it to where we're not disrupting folks as they're getting out of bed and if folks that are preparing breakfast and all those things. But I'm just looking for the least amount of disruption that we can. I'm just requesting that. And I know there's going to be some disruption for someone somewhere. But Friday and Saturday night is so busy downtown. And if that parking deck goes black at 1 a.m. and we've got businesses that are open till 2 a.m. that aren't affected, then we've got people going there and it's dark, and I'm just trying to avoid some of the issues that could, we could encounter. I think that's right where your people would be working. I mean, I don't think it's,
It would be.
but it's just unsafe to walk in the dark, trip hazards, all kinds of things. And so
Yeah.
just try to be as,
We will.
because I thought if they started later, then they could still get in their 8 hours, because they could work part of the morning on other projects rather than working midnight till 2 or 3, because they're saying 2 to 4 hours. And if they do it in 2, they're going home at 2 a.m. and can't come back the rest of the day. But if they were doing it from, 3 to, because even the people that close at 2 still have to clean up. It's not
They
like
do.
they lock the doors. They still have employees that they're working. So just work with me best you can. there,
We will,
please.
we
So-
will. We're holding off for right now. We, kind of our next big, substation rebuild, which y'all already know this, is Central, that's by our warehouse. And so when we convert Central, it's gonna convert all of downtown. And there's gonna be a lot of work that has to be done downtown and replacing all the underground cable downtown. And it's gonna be a really big project. And so, I think we're gonna hope the poles stands and we don't have to use a switch. And I think we're gonna hold off until we do that and do it all together. And then we'll have to schedule a lot of outages but we'll try to, like you said, we will be happy to try to schedule them to be as little as possible. And what our thoughts are, maybe when we do this in the future, is when we build the new power lines, is build them taller, which we would do anyway. And so it would be really less of an outage for them, you know what I mean? Because we would have everything built, all we'd be doing is just transferring to energizing it, you know what I
Well,
mean?
and this is going to help us with less unscheduled outages moving forward. So I remember back in the summer, we had like 3 outages on Court Street in 3 weeks or something. And one was at lunch, one was just before dinner, and they were when that wire burned out, or And so I would also suggest that we give them more notice than we were giving them this last time, because I think it was like 48 hours, and it was on social media, but so many of them never saw it. But I was so glad. Was it Tyler that was walking the streets? Because I was walking the streets doing the same thing, and we ran into each other. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll let you finish then.
Yeah. So yes, we'll be happy to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, it's gonna be a bigger project in the future, but hopefully it will shorten the time.
Center Star.
Center Star is the next one, and then Rogersville, but then Central is the one after Rogersville.
How far out does that mean? Are we talking a year?
We're probably talking 27.
Okay.
Because sometime next year, Rogersville will be complete.
Yeah, end of next year, Rogersville will be complete, and we will probably, once we finish all the design for Rogersville, that's what our consultant's gonna start working on next, is Central. And that's gonna be combined with, it's gonna take pretty much 4 substations really. It's gonna take Carroll Jackson, Central. This is our old 4 kV system, it's all tied together, so we're gonna have to do it all at one time, converting. And we're gonna do away with Harold Jackson, we're gonna do away with Courtview, And we're gonna increase the size of West Florence, which is on College, and one closer this way by the main area. And increase the size of Central.
Does this improve our redundancy as well?
It improves our redundancy and it gives us capacity because the city of Florence is not gonna stop growing, so it gives us more capacity to serve in the future. Yes.
All good.
So when TVA pushes forward on you about stuff you need to do, what do you have to provide them for them to look, you know, I mean, obviously, we're working on Rogersville, you're working on all that. What do they see when they look at that?
They just look at our numbers and they look at how much our revenue's coming in, how much we're spending on O&M is what they're looking at. They have all their formulas, that's what they're looking at.
So other cities around us, what are they having to do for, up in their utility bills?
Everyone has a board except for Athens. So they just run it by their board and it doesn't have to go to the city council.
But what I'm saying is, are they facing the same thing we are?
They are.
More or
They're
less?
increasing just like we all are. I mean, I don't know all their personal numbers. I know a couple of them and it's very similar to ours. We're kind of as a group trying to move in the same direction at the same pace, just because we're kind of all on the same page together.
I want to be sure we really publicize, you know, I think Jackie asked about the assistance
We will.
and how we get that, you know, message out. You know, I mean, we've been doing this Project Help for ages. We're pretty good at letting people know the kinds of groups that are doing that, you know. Woodmont and what's the one, the counseling thing, right down here.
There's a list of them. There's probably a list of
Yeah, down from
It's like
SBS.
St. Francis.
Yeah.
There's probably 10 organizations in town that actually offer direct help for power bills, which I wasn't gonna share that but I can share that if you want me to. What we were gonna share is energy programs and how to help them become more energy efficient.
That's
Yeah.
pretty crucial.
Because that's what's gonna save them every month on a power bill.
Not just a one-time fix.
Correct.
Yeah, and are y'all aware, I called Mary about this, you know how we have what's the sewer, fund that Tad can get low interest? And now they're doing this energy similar, and they have $1 billion, for CDs and this, that, you have to be able to,
That's
so
right.
anyway, I can see that playing a big role in our future, such cheap money.
But now, let me be sure, the Public Service Commission regulates y'all, no, they regulate Chad and all his stuff, is that?
I don't know.
Tad's a deal.
We're
Oh,
we are
this-
regulated by TVA.
The Public Service Commission,
On any of the,
Yeah, ADEM regulates street and sanitation. I think Public Service Commission does
For
regulate
gas.
gas and water.
I understand we now may have a new board member, TVA,
I haven't heard.
I think from Alabama maybe.
Well, but I think they're starting conversations with them, but I think it's gonna be later this fall before they actually go to be questioned and the whole process.
Interviewed.
Yes, interviewed. But it's
Interrogate.
questioned, that's what it looks like. I mean, if you watch it, that's what it looks like, so, yeah.
Sure.
Is there a hearing for that?
There is a hearing,
Okay.
yeah. I think every one of them have their
A
hearing.
Senate
yeah.
appointment? So yeah, there would be the hearing.
So, but I do know that they have 4 that have been introduced that will go through the hearing process if they pass all of it. So, and one is from Alabama, he's from Gunnersville. So,
That's who I was thinking of.
I can't think of his name right now, but
We'll find out who's gonna be the mayor of Gunnersville tomorrow, you know.
I heard that it was a complete tie.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And we had a meeting when we met with the Alabama League, and they were talking about how to do that in the future, what needed to happen, the time between elections and runoffs and that kind of thing. And, you know, if a tie, and then you have a tie, you know, then who decides, do you flip a coin?
Well, they gave them 3 choices: flip a coin, split the term, or have a runoff. But they had to agree, both had to agree. And if I had been the incumbent, I think I would have gone on and said, well, let's just split it, and then, you know, the next person would be in there to run the next time. And
Their mayor's a sharp lady.
and
Oh,
if
Miss
she-
Dollar.
$3.
if she was going to retire after this time, I would have done that. Now, if she wanted to run again, obviously not, and that may be the intention. But yeah, flipping a coin is just, I don't think I could do that.
Lee is great.
What?
Lee is great. I've met her a number of times. She was the president of the league. It's just really good. Remember her?
Is that it?
Well, he's our chair.
That it?
Is that it?
That's all I
Chair?
have.
That's it. You make a motion, oh, no, me,
That's right.
you can't make a motion. Adjourn.
Yes, sir.
Can
And
Can we,
if we're
can we
good.
leave that
Good.
with